What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Anime Array. I'm your host, Dion, and this week I'm joined by...
Raheem.
And I'm Richard. What is up, everybody? Episode 2.
Let's fucking get it! Welcome back.
Get it.
Welcome back. And this week, boys, we're talking about a banger. A lot of people's number one.
Yup. You know it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's insane. Isn't it the only anime too with 100%?
I think it's one of the... It does.
That's
Looked it up. It's got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does Demon
a 9 point... I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. But I know it has a 9.1 out of 10 on IMDb, a 9.1 out of 10 on my anime list, and a 94% viewer score on Rotten Tomatoes with 100% certified fresh.
Well, boys, you know what we do on here, though? We make sure these numbers are correct by building the ultimate anime tier list. And Raheem, what show are we talking about with this 100% Rotten Tomato score?
We're talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Banger. Make sure specify Brotherhood, the remake.
Yep.
That's not the original ugly one. The good, pretty one.
Yes, the good, pretty one that everyone always talks about.
Was decent.
Okay. Well, we're talking about it, and let's get right into it. Waste no time.
Yes, sir. First things first, let's get into the plot.
Alright, who's got something to say about this plot?
I would say I'll start first. For plot, I'm sorry, y'all. Can we edit this out? But do we give our rankings? It's been a minute. Do we give our rankings first, or are we doing this all after?
All after.
We talk first about it.
Yeah, we talk first. We give our opinions on it. We talk about what we like, didn't like, what happened, if it was interesting.
Are we gonna experiment with that or no?
How so?
Experiment with what?
Like when we say it, are we ever gonna experiment with that or no?
I don't know.
Okay, good talk. Anyway, okay. Let me know when y'all ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. For the plot, Fullmetal Brother Alchemist, I would say it has a very original plot because I've never heard of any anime story that goes into alchemy or delves into what Fullmetal Alchemist delves into with the whole Philosopher's Stone, with the brother essentially losing his arm and the other brother losing his whole body due to the equivalent exchange that they have in their world.
Yep.
Yep.
Can I say something about the plot? Like,
Go ahead.
the overall, we should specify this, the overall arching show, like the arc of this show, the goal of this show, the story that is being told is they're trying to get his body back from their mistake. That's literally the whole mission. Then all this other shit happens because, the homunculi and their father and all this stuff want the same thing. And so I think that story is original, as well as the chemistry in it. I think it's honestly so good. I like how they did their research going into it.
Yeah, they did.
They did. That it's not just a bunch of made up fairy tale stuff. It's there's some science behind it. And for what it is, it makes sense. Does this mean you can just go outside and do this yourself with this understanding? No, it's still a show. But there's some reality in the fiction, and I can appreciate that, and I respect that.
It definitely helps put me into that world, knowing they're like me.
Yep. So especially with being short like you.
You bitch.
Y'all both got that problem.
Hey, whatever.
Raheem, how tall are you?
You're like 4'10" canonically, bro. Don't you?
I'm literally 6'1".
As far as the podcast
and
is concerned,
Raheem is One Piece your ass too, so don't get it twisted.
You said what?
I said I'll One Piece you. I hit you harder than fucking... Then Roy Mustang hit Lust. I do you dirty.
He even hit her. He burnt her.
He did burn her, so you sound silly. Let's get back on track now. Y'all can have your liver spat later.
You're the one that started it.
Hey. For me, plot is very original. I would say the only unoriginal thing of the plot is using the 7 deadly sins as homunculi names. I think that's a pretty basic concept. You got that as the whole point of some other animes, such as the Seven Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins, which.
Well, Fullmetal Alchemist came out first, though. So
this is true. This is true. That's true. You
We're
can't.
not even
That's,
going to talk about that anime.
we're not that
Not
blasphemous
yet.
anime.
You never know.
Not
Dun
yet,
duns.
Okay.
But even just besides that, like, and as a general concept, using like the seven deadly sins as like bad guys
Mhm.
or these like over the top villains is pretty common.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is pretty legit.
Okay. You guys want to talk about some subplots in the show? Like the different arcs they go through in the show as well? We want to break those down a little bit? We can start off with just the intro when they're trying to get into the military. How you guys feel about that first plot? You know, this is when we meet pretty much all the main characters. You know, Roy Mustang, the Colonel, as well as all the other people. The mustache guy, what's his name? That used like the fist alchemy.
Armstrong.
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 Yeah,
That's all I know. He got some. That's his name.
You got Armstrong.
Armstrong.
You got Lady Armstrong too, his sister.
Yeah, that's like in like the final arc too. You mean his sister?
Yeah, that's around the final
that first
arc.
arc. Can we talk about a standout moment in that first arc?
Of course.
That hits with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That hits with everybody.
That hits
like
with everybody.
That first
the
arc.
Man turned his daughter.
Yeah, obviously.
Infused with a dog.
Yeah, he made his daughter
what
Chimera with the dog.
What a heart-sinking moment! That like the you can feel the darkness through the screen. I could.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, and it's hard to ignore that, especially even now in 2022, going into 2023, that you still see references to that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see memes about worst dad in anime, and he's always up there, like top 3 without a doubt.
Yeah, well, I mean, he you know what, guys? Let's just throw out this award to him. He gets worst dad in anime. Let's give it to him. Like, honestly.
Does he get it? It's a lot of bad dads.
There's a lot of bad dads.
I give it to him for now. Until somebody else comes along, he's having that award.
He got some contenders. Yujiro. He killed the boy mom in front of him. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I don't know. I think messing with your kid, I don't know. You literally pretty much killed your kid.
You did pretty much kill your kid.
What? But okay, let's move past that. So that's one standout moment. Next standout moment. Rich, you want to cover it? I think you were talking about it before we started recording.
I did. Envy killing Hughes.
What? You have to love Hughes and his family. You literally grow to love that character.
Yeah, his daughter's so cute, and she's so friendly with like Alphonse and Edward.
So innocent.
And he's just on the phone in that phone booth talking to them, saying, you know, he'll be home soon. Never came home.
What a moment!
Envy pulled up and slaughtered him in that fucking phone booth, and I hated Envy ever since.
I love it though when shows kill off characters, and that because it shows you that nobody's safe, and it keeps you on the edge. And so that moment, even though I wish he didn't die, the fact he did die just shows how intense this world is, and it helped build the story and the plot and help drive it forward.
It shows that there's actual stakes.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I love.
I understand that.
Any other moments in the first, intro? Honestly, first 10 episodes, I do have to knock points for this. First 10 episodes, incredibly so. It pays off, but the first 10 episodes, exactly first 10, so slow. It's a slow burn. It pays off, but you do have to thug out 10 episodes.
Yes, it's one of those, you wait and then you get the reward later things.
Yeah, definitely picks up. Definitely a roller coaster, I would say. Slow up, fast down.
Yeah.
So, any Raheem, any thoughts on the first? Any scene we forgot?
I would say, probably I'm not remembering his name, but when they first introduced the Alchemist killer.
Yes,
the serial killer.
Yeah, the serial killer. What the fuck is it?
Scar.
Yeah.
There it is. When they first introduced Scar. That's a pretty good standout moment.
I mean, yeah, he's a standout character, honestly.
He's a standout character, so there it is.
Incredibly strong character, too.
Incredibly strong.
Okay.
Still one of the strongest in the series.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's definitely whooping, like, Edward and Alphine. You guys think he's being a Roy Mustang?
Probably.
Yeah, I think he
Probably.
would. Yeah, I think he is.
He
So
was folding people,
I think that, like he's probably soloing. Like he can definitely win in 1v1s against the Homunculus too. What a character.
What a character indeed.
He did fight Wraith. He did pretty well.
He did do pretty well.
He did, huh? That was at the ending on the bridge, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. Didn't he also fight Greed at one point?
Did he fight Greed?
He be boxing.
He be
He did be
boxing.
He be boxing. He did a lot of boxing.
Yeah.
Did you call him Wraith? His name is Wrath.
Wrath. You know what I mean.
Wrath.
Well,
It's a soft day, not a
thank you
hard
for
day.
that.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, Wrath. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking, I can't think outside of those like main few at the start of any more like truly memorable moments. Like you have Mustang killing Lust,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next thing that just comes to my mind is like the ending, where you find out about like how many souls it takes to make a Philosopher's Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and like that big plot twist, and then the plot twist that Wraith was the or no, you got me saying it, dude. Wrath was the guy in charge of the whole military.
What
That
a
was a big
twist!
ass.
That was a
What-
twist.
Like, if I could get one Chase Funko Pop, it would be his, because it's him. Like his eye patch lifts up, and you see like his homunculi
his-
marking.
Yeah,
That's a cool Funko Pop right there.
that's true. I have Lust. Hers is cool.
But it's not as cool as Rice Chase. That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't know, bro. It's pretty dope. She's got her. I'm looking at it right now. She's got her long nails and stuff. She's got
Yeah.
her homunculi symbol on her chest.
Well, moving on. We can move on to the next, like the middle part of the story. The first thing that comes into mind in that is Roy Mustang versus Lust.
Yep, and that's like the only memorable thing I think I have.
But that
Yeah.
moment, what a moment. That man
No,
soloing
it's insane.
her and doing her
He-
so bad.
Yeah,
Also caught
As he
Envy
should.
lacking too.
he did catch Envy lacking.
He
What-
was. I'm pretty sure he was the one to kill Envy as well. He caught
Did he
two
kill
bodies. He did. I think he caught Envy. Envy was running away, and you know he went into like his small form.
Mm-hmm.
His
where he
little
was,
worm
like,
form.
really pitiful.
He's like a little
Yeah.
worm, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he got swished or he got caught.
I think that's when they put him in a jar, right? Like
They
the
put him in
little
the jar that time.
the one that came over with the guy that takes over Greed's body from across the ocean. Didn't she find him? Find him?
I think that's true, but I also
Right.
can confirm that Mustang is the one who defeated Envy.
Mhm.
He did. Yeah, he beat Envy ass too.
Yep, he did. beat Envy.
He caught
Can't
a lot of bodies.
He
He
did.
catch a lot of bodies.
Probably the best character my favorite character in the show, Roy Mustang.
Mine personally is Edward.
It's Edward from me.
Edward.
Fair. Okay, I was about to jump to the ending, but okay. Next up, and the next scene I want to talk about. This is a little bit down the line, but I want to make sure we talk about it. My favorite scene in the show is when they catch Pride. First of all, can we talk about the Pride plot twist? The son of Wrath being a homunculi.
Oh yeah.
Talk
That was
about
it.
Wrath with the
That's-
plot twist. His son is also in on it.
His son is also in on it, bro.
Seems like a good little boy, and he's my favorite homunculi. Control shadows, cool as fuck.
Cool.
His
like-
powers are definitely the coolest.
He's just like what's his name from Naruto? The boy that can do the shadow
Shikamaru.
jujutsu. Yup,
Shikamaru.
cool as hell.
Or Shikadai if you watch Boruto, but who does?
Not I.
Not I.
But yeah, when they capture him, when him and Alphorn are catched inside the big old wall, so it's completely dark, so he can't use his shadows because there's no light to create a shadow, and they're just trapped there waiting for them to stop their father. And this man starts hitting the wall with a stone to get Gluttony. Gluttony
attention.
shows up to save. What a moment!
What a moment indeed.
Like
I
I
feel like
love
that.
it was cool, but I don't know. It's not very memorable to me. Like
Yeah,
I said,
I
I
don't
went
really-
over mine,
Really?
and that wasn't part of it. No, like
You
talking
guys-
about it, I remember it. But just like if you ask me like top moments from the show off the top of my head, it wasn't one of them.
I
Really?
wouldn't lie to you. It
Yeah.
wouldn't. That wouldn't
That's
be a
my
moment.
number one.
That's crazy.
I
I'm
thought
surprised
that
that's
was
your number
so
one
cool.
over Mustang versus Lust, bro. Especially with how much you
Mm.
like Mustang.
I mean, that might be number. they're tied, bro. Both those moments, because you're talking about my favorite character and my favorite homunculus standout moments, and so
This is true.
they're both on top for me.
It's just true. True. Then
Favorite
the ending.
homunculi is definitely Raft.
Wrath.
Yeah, the
Just
general.
Raft. He's literally cold. Yes, him in general.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
was
fair.
cold his whole time.
This is true.
Interesting. Who's your favorite homunculi?
Probably Pride.
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 Really?
Yeah. I like Pride.
Yeah.
Hot take. I
Nah,
would just.
basically.
That's a hot take.
No. Actually, Greed.
Greed.
Greed. That's my guy.
Which Greed?
The,
First edition or second edition?
Second Greed. Second Greed.
Actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
I also fuck with second edition Greed.
Really? That's also your favorite?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll change it to second edition Greed. I like when they end up working together and he becomes a good guy.
Wow, Richard. So you're leaving my ship to go jump on his?
Yeah.
As he should, bro. Like,
No,
stop
as you shouldn't. Stay over here on the Pride train, bro.
Nah, fuck Pride.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, bro. Pride.
Fuck them kids, bro.
I honestly forgot about the little guy, so I didn't forget about Greed.
Do you guys remember Sloth?
No.
Sloth
No,
got done.
His fat ass.
Sloth
Do
got
remember
done
him a
so.
little bit.
He not fat. He buff as fuck.
Yeah, bro. You're thinking of Gluttony. Gluttony's the fat
Gluttony
one.
the
Gluttony
fat.
the fat one.
Sloth's the big buff guy building the tunnel for them to wrap
Yeah.
around the whole
He's
city.
like the mole man type of thing.
Yeah, he's like the mole man that gets bodied
Did
in the
his
tunnel
ass-
by
Didn't
the.
he get a motherfucking tank to his mouth?
Yeah, that was him.
Yep.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sloth literally shows up in like the last 10 episodes, I think, near the end of the show. Because it was when they went to Miss Armstrong's facility and he was
Yeah.
building down there. So near the end of the show, you see him. They go down there and they jump his ass.
Yeah, and he just gets bodied and it's over. And it's like, well, it was cool to see him. At least he had some representation, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. But no.
He could have won that fight, man. She was a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no. Greed V2, when he becomes a good guy, sick. And he played a big part in the finale too.
Oh yeah, he really did.
No, yeah, because he switched sides. He switched sides, and so he was like a good homunculi.
Yeah.
So he was working with them, and that was crucial.
Yeah, he was good in more ways than one, both
He was
as a
standing up to
character
Dad.
and as a homunculi. You know? He was like, "You're not my dad."
Yeah.
You're not my dad.
But that ending
Yes,
though,
That
that was something.
one of the best endings anime I've seen, if not the best. Honestly, I loved
It was
it.
good.
It leaves me not wanting more, and it leaves me incredibly satisfied.
This is
It
true.
was a very good ending.
Alphine gets his body back.
Wasn't too
Does get his body back.
wow.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't like too much power or friendship going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Edward gets the girl. Love
Edward
that.
gets the girl.
Get the girl.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
I love the way that he asks her. I will say that's also a standout moment. Just the way he asks her out, where he's like, you know how in alchemy you have the law of equal stuff and
Mhm.
give and take. If I give you, will you give me equal? And she's
Mhm.
like, what? And then she figures it out. Like, oh, he's asking me out in a very weird and nerdy way. And then
Hey, I
it's
love
cool.
that.
Winfrey, is that her name?
Winry.
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 Yeah, Winry.
Winfrey. There it is.
Winry, close.
Mm-hmm.
Winry.
Doesn't Lin Yoi, the girl with the panda, go and become the ruler for Kingdom 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
Then, yeah,
Or just
yeah.
Greed, because I think Greed also goes back, right? Since
Yeah, I think he goes back, but I
does he
think
go
he's
with
her advisor or guard or something like that.
okay. Which Lin Yoi's a
Was she a
badass.
princess?
Lin Yao was a badass. She went fucking nuts, her and her little panda.
Her little
And her
panda,
little-
she be throwing them kunais, right?
From
Yeah.
her hair.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. She was cool.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's her and Scarborough. Her,
there are
Scar, and
actually
Greed.
a lot of good characters.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Character
they-
developments
They're
were
very
incredibly well.
written. Yeah. How did FMA Brotherhood as a whole make you feel?
I mean, so early on, it makes you just feel heavy. It's just heavy early on.
I would say early on it makes you feel bored.
Early on,
Well,
you were bored.
Yes,
Makes
the
you
first
feel
10 episodes are slow. But like those standout moments we talked about with like the daughter, and then when he dies on the phone, like those make you just sit back. Then after that, I'm not bored the rest of the show. After episode 10, I'm not bored.
No.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm watching this shit go down. They making all these crazy plans, all these crazy goals. The ending literally just makes me have the biggest grin.
Yeah.
And so, that's how I felt the show. It's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster.
You was fucking with it.
I'm on the ride all day.
Yep.
It got you in the fields.
We're going again.
Oh yeah.
For me,
it
made me feel pretty good watching it. It was a pretty good, enjoyable watch. It did have some emotional points. It got you to feel, especially with some of your favorite characters dying. There were actually stakes in this, and seeing a fucking father turn his daughter into a fucking chimera is always going to be fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's going to hit you in the feels. And shit, character development was great, so I actually did feel close to some of these characters.
This is very true.
That's it for me.
No, characters they were well written too. Like sometimes I forget that these are characters in like a made up story. The way they act, the emotions they convey at certain things. Like and I think my favorite thing when it comes to the characters and their emotions that we see is through Mustang and what's his name? His assistant. I can't remember her name.
The Colonel. That's what I always remember as the Colonel.
Yeah, the Colonel. Yeah, like how he's like how early on he's very quick to anger and like he becomes irrational and she tends to reel him in, and then at the end like they're both pretty like level headed.
Didn't she also like because on her back doesn't she have tattooed the marking for the fire alchemy that he uses too? Doesn't he get that from her?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I remember like that was like a big moment. That's why they're so connected. So, great character development.
Great character development.
Any other thoughts?
Animation.
Animate, correct?
Animation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Well animated. Fights,
gorgeous.
crisp. They don't slack on fights.
Nope. Which is huge for me. Huge. Because I hate when these like high moment fights look like dog shit.
Me too. I hate when they cut the budget there. Out of everywhere, they cut the budget there.
Right. It's like I can't help but bring it up whenever we talk about like fights and animes and keeping the budget in there. The Naruto pain fight. Everyone loves that arc, and it's a good arc. But that fight is absolutely disgusting to watch.
Is it?
Ugly. It is, bro.
Decent.
It's poorly done.
No,
it looked like you had like a middle school art student draw that shit up, bro.
I mean, the most like wildest part of that fight would be that when he turns into the 6 cells.
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That shit was ugly. That was ugly now. I give you that one. But it wasn't that bad.
I mean, no, like when Pain's beating the shit out of everybody, it's fine. But I'm talking about when Naruto loses his shit when he thinks Hinata died.
Yeah, that's when
it becomes 6 cells, and it goes ugly. It's like I feel like for something that everyone swears is their favorite arc of all of Naruto, like I wish they would have put money in that and not made it look like shit. And it hurts my soul that they did that. But that's neither here nor there about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is better than them for that, and I'm proud of them. So they get good points for me for that.
Yep. Music was good too. Music was hidden. Sounds was hidden.
Soundtrack was pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's true. Sound design was hitting.
I really like outros. I actually like their outros a lot.
It's just true. The intros, the outros, not too bad. Not too
good
bad.
Good music. Yep. So, all right. Any final thoughts before we go ahead and tally up our scores?
I'm good. I think I've said what I need to say.
As well.
All right, boys. So the first thing that we gotta tally up is the plot. This is worth 40 points out of 100. We'll start off with you, Richard. What are you gonna give it?
Okay, I give plot a 31 out of 40.
31. Okay, why is that?
Yeah. Plot was good. It loses points for the slow start. It loses points for just some of the more wishy-washy parts that are kind of in like the middle section-ish, like late middle section.
Okay.
But overall, it's great, and so that's why it's still in the 30s, and it's not like in the 20s.
Okay.
So,
Raheem?
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it's full marks.
40.
Wow. Okay.
Full marks because the plot, like I said, was very original, and I have no qualms with the plot at all. It kept me interested the whole time from the first arc. We didn't even get to talk about it, but I think the first time we really see them is the church where we're introduced to the first homunculi, which I believe was Lust.
Yeah, in
And
the
she was
desert,
orchestrating the
and she
whole
was
thing.
mhm.
With the little cult church thing that they had.
Yeah.
I guess it was paced very well. Yes, we had some slow episodes at the start, but other than that, it was paced very well. And like you said, have no qualms with the ending. Have no qualms with the middle. Once it picked up, it picked up. It was a great overall watch. So that's it.
That's
Fair
cool.
enough.
Well,
All right, Dion.
I'm gonna give it a 38.
38. All right.
Because the 2 points that get knocked is because of my complaints of the slow first 10 episodes. I disagree with the start pacing, but after that, it picks up. So I love the ending. Endings make or break shows for me, and for it to be so good, it's just what? I'm gonna give it 39. I'm gonna give it an extra point. It's only losing 1 point.
Okay.
It's only losing 1 point for that slow start. It's not that slow.
All right.
But still, tad slow for my speed. Yeah. Richard, you want
Fair enough.
you want to tell us your points for characters?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first again. For my points for characters is 17 out of 20.
17, okay.
17 out of 20. Characters are great. Like I said, they're well written, they're well expressed. I can feel their emotions and I can relate to their emotions because it's what I feel at the time and it's also what they feel and I like that. It just loses 3 points just for some of the more what's supposed to be important characters that are kind of forgettable, like half the homunculi.
Yeah, they did.
If you wouldn't have brought him up, like Sloth, I probably would have forgot who Sloth was if you didn't talk about him in the tunnels. Then I was like, oh yeah, weirdo. Gluttony was kind of okay. I remember Gluttony, but it was I don't know. It wasn't my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was like a mid to low tier homunculi as a whole.
Mm.
But overall, everyone else is great.
A standout moment I want to bring up right now before I forget, though, since you brought up Gluttony again. When they got eaten by Gluttony, you see the inside of his stomach and just how it's a whole universe. That's also really amazing.
That is nuts.
Amazing episode. I think it was a whole episode dedicated to that. So.
Yeah.
I want to bring that up. I'll go next for characters. I'm gonna give it full marks. I'm gonna give it 20. Every character hits. The character development is great. The way they treat the characters is great. So I can't say good enough. Pride, amazing. Edward, amazing. Roy Mustang, amazing. All Fawn, amazing. I love them all. So
fair enough. All right, and Mr. Raheem.
I have to agree with him and give him full marks because I have no problems with the characters.
Yeah.
The character, we all said it, the character development is great. Yes, some characters get written off, but that happens in every show.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Can only spread because this is a short show. It's 40 something.
64 episodes.
64. Oh wow, I thought it was even shorter. But so yeah, you got not everybody can get all the love.
Yeah, can't give them all the love.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but all right.
Raheem, how much do you want to give him for emotion out of 15?
For emotion out of 15,
mm-hmm.
I'd give him about a 10. It had those moments. It did have those moments, but it wasn't like that the whole show.
Okay.
Richard? Dion? No, your turn.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give him 14. 14,
okay.
So
why?
The 2 episodes we talked about the start, just heaviness, so rare for shows to really just present that in such a way, for it to be so dark. And then the ending just makes me so happy. I love the ending so much that it gives me emotion. It makes me happy to see them happy.
I can respect that.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
And then for me, I give it a 13.
Okay.
So a little lower than you, but better than Raheem.
Mm.
The main reason it gets that high, a little sneak diss.
I'm being ruthless today.
It's fine. Yeah. I was sure other scores are not really.
Not really, but
not
being
really.
ruthless
but
on the emotion side.
on the emotion, it's fine, bro. You cold-hearted, I get it.
You feel me, bro?
I feel you. You know, 13. The main things is for like, I cried when Hughes died to Envy in that phone booth, and anything that like makes me cry or anything like that, gets extra points for me.
Okay.
So, and then just all
Got
the other
that did
emotions you
happen.
feel, and that did happen, and so
Did cry.
I did. And so, and then that, just all the other emotions felt throughout, the anger, the sadness, the joy, especially at the end, like with you, Dion, like I was happy that Edward got the girl, Alphonse got his body back, and you know, everything was happily ever after. I enjoyed that. I fuck with it.
That's crazy. It's just crazy how I didn't cry at all once that show, but it's crazy how you cried and you still put it lower than me.
This is also true. I feel like of the three of us, I'm the most sensitive when it comes to like these shows.
Yeah.
So if there's anything sad that happens in an anime that we talk about, shut the fuck up. We won't gonna talk about that.
Bro, we'll talk about it eventually. Yeah.
Yet.
We'll talk about it eventually.
Yeah, but if there's a scene that's supposed to make you cry, I'm probably gonna be the one of the three of us who cries at it.
I agree. Like, cause didn't you cry? What'd you say?
I said stop being a pussy.
Whatever. Hey man, men have emotions too. Don't have no toxic masculinity out here.
Yeah, good message right there, Richard.
Yeah.
But standout moments. I'll go first.
Please.
I'm gonna give it a 12.
12. Okay, 12 out of 15.
12 out of 15. Yes. Two big moments is Roy Mustang going against Lust, and the other one being Pride. Those are my top two. Other moments are kind of the ending and just other little things, but those two moments is what carries it for me.
Fair enough. Ryan?
Being introduced to Scar, that's a standout moment.
Right.
But let me give the ranking first. I'm gonna go little higher than Dion at 13.
13. Okay.
Standout moments being introduced to Scar. All of Scar's fights were really dope. Seeing the daughter get turned into the Western End, just a lot of moments. Also, dude getting shot in the fucking face by a tank. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. It's just a shame he was such a forgettable homunculi that it was just hard to remember that exact moment for him.
Yeah, he was definitely forgettable, but hey.
Did Sloth have a gender, or was Sloth genderless? Was it just
I think they're all genderless. I
mean, I guess technically.
Oh, yeah, they're all technically genderless.
This is true. Look at that. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood ahead of its time.
Yep. How about you, Richard? How many points are you giving it?
I give it a 9.
Okay.
9 out of 15. Like I said early on, you got the daughter and dog Chimera hybrid by the world's shittiest dad in anime,
True.
or one of the. Roy Mustang killing Lust was cool. Envy killing Hughes is hard to forget. And then I just don't remember much of anything else till like the ending. And I feel like that's why I have to put it not so low, but lower than you two.
That's fair.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Well, to end it off, we got animation. I'll start. I'll give it a 7.
7. That's fair.
Pretty animation. Nothing blowing my mind though. Not So it's just solid. Solid 7.
Just true.
They pass.
Right.
Is this out of 10?
Out of 10.
Out of
yes,
10.
sir.
Oh, on full marks.
Yeah, full marks.
Because for its time, have to remember for its time, it is still pretty good. It's a different art style as well. It looks pretty solid.
It's true.
I really can't. It's just a solid art style. I have no qualms. I can't.
Okay.
I don't have too many qualms for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Alrighty, and me, I give it an 8. It's not. Yeah, it looks great. It's not like perfect. It's not beautiful, but it's good. It's really good. And so I feel like an 8 is well deserved.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Richard, you want to explain to everybody at home what score will get them and what ranking while I tally these up?
But of course. Alrighty. So, you have for S tier between the rankings of 100 to 90. A tier is between 89 to 79. B tier is 78 to 68. C tier is 67 to 57, and F tier is 56 and below. And honestly, if you get F tier, you would have had a fucked up back.
Honestly.
We're really generous with make sure nobody gets into F tier.
Yes.
But
alright, you got it all nice and tallied up?
Yes, sir. I have the score. Can I get a drum roll, please? And it's an 87.6, putting it into B tier.
That
A
is
tier.
incorrect.
I'm
A tier.
thinking of I just finished finals. I'm thinking of college. I'm so sorry, but A tier.
A tier.
A tier. Who?
FMA Brotherhood A tier.
High A. High A plus.
High A.
Which
A plus tier.
Let's classify that.
Yeah, just
rounding
a
up
few
to
points
88.
off. Yes, I feel like the biggest things that kind of sandbagged it out of S was me.
Yeah,
just me.
Bro.
Let
me just say the scores.
That guy.
Let me just say the scores. Raheem gives it a 93. I give it a 92. You give it a 78.
Yeah,
that guy. Wow.
Hey, this is why I love having three of us.
We finna get dragged because of this guy.
He's finna get dragged.
You can't say I don't bring up valid points though, and I feel like
we finna get dragged because of this guy.
That's fine. You can try to drag me.
This is why I love the beauty of three of us though, because we get three different perspectives. I feel like it really helps balance out our tier list. This is why I really think we're building the ultimate anime tier list, because who can compete?
Yeah, who can compete?
Somebody with 5 people.
Hey, you shut the hell up.
Nah, that's too many, bro.
That's too many opinions there.
Too many
opinions.
3 is the right number.
Yeah, you know what they say, the rule of 3.
Yes, sir. Bye, boys.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We made an episode. Thank you for joining me for our second episode.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
We're happy to be here.
We'll be back next week. Richard, give them a hint for next week. For what anime we'll be talking about next week. Yes, sir.
Alright. This is gonna be a hard tier. Guess the anime. Ready? There you go. That's all you get.
I know what episode we're doing next week. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Well,
I don't even know what that means, so y'all.
And I know
we
what
gonna tune in and find out next time.
Yeah. If you want to take a crack at it, feel free to hit us up on Twitter at what's the handle?
At Anime Array. It will be in the description, in the show notes.
There you go.
And check us out on TikTok. Check us out on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, all those places.
We'll be having Raheem hitting the Renegade and all that jazz.
You will never see me hitting the Renegade. I just want to
Raheem. Set a goal right now. How many subscribers do we need to do it?
To do what?
To get you to hit the Renegade for the TikToks.
To get me to hit the Renegade.
How many? Say it right now on episode 2.
500.
500?
500?
I feel like 500. I'll get on there and hit the Renegade for y'all.
We're gonna make that shit happen, bro. Don't play with us.
I will. For 500, I'll do the Renegade.
Mr. 4'10" Raheem Johnson hitting the Renegade.
I'm literally stiff as shit. This is gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be hilarious. Alright.
Alright. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see y'all next week.
Have a good day, night, evening, whatever the hell, everyone. Stay safe. God damn it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.